This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about the rock sugar that we use when we're making geode cakes. So this little guy right back here. So we tend to buy it on the sticks in various colors. And if I'm making a geode, a lot of times I'll buy more than one shade of the same color. Like say I'll buy the dark purple and light. And you can see that over here in the blue, right? So I have the dark blue and the light blue. And that just gives me a little more natural variety, right? So I'm gonna open this up and get this off the stick. So what you're looking for is nice big chunks, but you'll invariably get some small pieces. So when I do this, do it over a little Tupperware or a tray or something like that so you can catch all your little bits. But a lot of times I found the best way to do it is just gently wiggling back and forth, right? Just go softly like that and you'll see you get nice big pieces that fall right off. And sometimes it's a little hard to get the end off, and for that I have my pliers, and you'll see you get nice big pieces then that you can apply to your cake, right? So if the end doesn't want to come off, I'll take a pair of small pliers. I have these solely for use with cake. I use them a lot of times to cut down my wooden dowels, and I'll just gently, oh, it's not behaving today, right? Go in and just make some small breaks, right? And that will usually give me like the nice big knotty piece on the end. And usually a few smaller pieces. And since we're doing this on camera today, it's gonna be feisty and misbehave. I can tell already. There we go. And that should be enough to get the rest of it off. And that should allow you to break up all the sugar that's on the stick and have really nice big pieces to use. You always get some small bits, you can use them to fill in small areas. And anytime I'm doing a geode, I like to use a mix of colors if I can, and also some white, right? So I'll buy some plain white. And usually I keep my excess, so if I'm working on a project and I broke up extra and didn't need it, I keep them in small Tupperwares. If you have things like small desiccate packets, you can always put one of those in just to help keep it fresh, keep the humidity out, keep it from sticking together. But in general, it's a pretty stable product and it doesn't really stick unless you get into really humid climates, right? So anytime I'm applying it to a cake, if it's a fondant covered cake, I'm usually using royal icing in the background. And if it's buttercream, I'm using buttercream. And one thing you can do to help create some variety and depth and difference in color is color the frosting that's going behind the sugar. So not only can you use colored sugar, but you can use the frosting that goes behind it, especially with the lighter shades, just to change the tone a little bit, right? So one thing that can happen as you're breaking it up, especially if you use the pliers, is that you can get a little bit of cloudiness, so a little white on the surface or something like that. And that can be of a concern because you want it in general to look shiny and to look like crystals in your finished product. And so one thing that we keep on hand is edible glaze spray. So it's like an edible lacquer spray for candy, chocolate, whatever. And it's meant to have a shiny finish on it. So a lot of times if I'm putting it in the fridge overnight to take to an event the next day and I'm worried about maybe it getting cloudy, I keep this on hand and I'll give it a nice little spray either right at the event venue or before it goes out the door, and that'll just freshen everything up, right? So if it's gotten a little cloudy or it's not looking perfectly shiny, this will make it nice and shiny again and keep it that way, right? So it's a good way to ensure that your finished product looks as sparkly as it did when you put it together, right? So this is the type of rock sugar that we use for geodes and how we use it. If you like this video and you'd like to check out more about the materials and equipment we use, or just about cake decorating, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School.